Hello everybody and welcome to Comb Racing Championship 2. Today I'm joined by co-commentator Pete.
Hi. Very happy to be here.
So yeah, this is round 4 around Baku today, so very tight street circuit. We'll see how that goes. Fairly high risk of a safety car, but Q1 is just getting underway. See which of the drivers head out on track. Got a few. Error Voice and Alex TG soon will be heading out. Right. So obviously this circuit, got to be very careful with qualifying. Quite easy to get blocked by drivers on a slow lap. These drivers usually fairly good at being respectful. We'll see how they do. Also, one's going out early. Might have a few less cars to worry about, they might have a few more. At the moment it looks to be... Ooh, who's safety card? Alex TG has crashed almost immediately out the pit lane. But he hasn't lost his wing at all. So I'm not quite sure what happened to him there. But it's Jay Williams with the second man to set his lap. Only just behind Error Voice. And already the man's pushing it a bit on his outlap through the castle section. Oh, and Alex is in the wall.
Okay, first retirement of the day, which appears to be on a straight. Not quite the usual place that you want. You see a car retire, but you know, if you can't keep the car on the straight line, yeah, not gonna survive Baku.
Yeah, Alex is usually one of my quicker drivers. It's interesting that he's binned it. Not sure where he's in the championship. He might actually be first now that VMark
no, he's
is
second 20 points behind Mark.
Yeah, but VMark's moved up to tier 1, so actually that does put him to top of the championship.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, Error Voice starting his lap. Looks like a fairly clear road ahead of him. Pimis is slightly up the road. He might catch him towards the end. Might get it perfect for some slipstream. There's also a slow Alfa Romeo out on track. Who actually has us passed. So that'll be Jamie Robertson.
Right, so the leader of the championship will be starting from the back. Not the best place to defend your new first championship position.
And he does have a, 19-point lead, but 19 points...
Yeah, 19 points in this point system doesn't mean much, does it?
It's not a huge amount. Trying to find what place is worth 19 points and completely failing.
Yeah, I would love to tell you if I wasn't new here.
So I know it's 40 points for P1 and 33 for P2. I cannot remember the rest of them.
Oh yeah, and 19 points, that's fifth place, I guess?
Yeah,
okay,
fifth place or higher will
just
get you.
did a Charles Leclerc, and the cars match as well, so very interesting stuff there. But 19 point, that's like fifth place, because that's worth 20. Then sixth, it's worth 17.
So there we go, Error Voice for the first lap, and Joe Williams 2 seconds slower than him, not able to beat him. Who will be the next man? It will be Joe Williams' teammate, Dragon. Actually, or is it going to be, no, Pimis. No, mixing up the houses, it will be Dragon. So Dragon only just behind Error Voice of 140.1.
Yeah, not even a 10th difference, so very good start to competitive qualifying session, but yeah, only just 3 times in.
The little one into the pit lane, as is one of those Ferraris. It's this sadistic king then. Looks like he is going to cross the line. Where's he going to be? A 144. Third for him. 4/10ths back from the front of the current pack. KXI 139.8 exactly. And that puts him up to the front.
Going below the 140s. Finally.
There we go.
After the start of qualifying, okay, new fastest lap, 139.7. Getting better. Time goes.
Looks like the Alphas giving each other slipstream. These guys are usually fairly good at that. So Jamie Robson has set his lap first, 139.8. The Alphas are usually forced to be reckoned with. I don't know whether they're already slipstreaming on the first lap. Godly Noob seems to be quicker at the two and quite often ends up slipstreaming his teammate during quali. Which means these two are very good at starting high up the order. Although the race strategy quite often holds them back.
And we're finally getting some times in. This is Kyle C6 for 140.1. Looks like a lot of those guys are in the low 140s, high 139s. So Jay Williams probably didn't go for his best lap that he could do. Or if yes, he's really off the pace.
No, it seems unlikely. Quite often we get all the guys in a second. It's just the ones who make mistakes that are further down. Trying to find who's going to be the next driver to cross the line. Not sure. Jay Hunter will be starting his lap. Dragon will be in the pit lane, unless that Renault's about to... What is that Sadistic King? He'll be in the pit lane, I think. So yeah, Golly Noob will be the next man to challenge, and we know he's not a slow driver. Where's he in the championship? Godly Noob.
Still waiting for the big championship contenders to...
39.9. So yeah, Godly Noob actually down in 13th. That surprises me, but he seems to be more of a Saturday driver than a Sunday driver. Quali always seems to work better for him.
Well, I can't tell you from experience, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like field seems to be very competitive.
Right, Sprunky then. The next man. What's he gonna get? Oh, very, very slow lap. Must have crashed because he's 20 seconds down. So then Captain Nick. This man's had race wins before last season. Currently 11th in the championship.
Real BC is coming to set his first time. He had the fastest second, so it looks promising, but it's definitely not going to be pole. It's only good enough for P9. Kind of weird since he's P5 in the championship.
P10 to P1, all very close. Not much between any of them, to be honest. All Tobe's right next to the walls through that castle section. Albany invalidates his lap, cuts the corner. That'll be...
Finally, Big Balls is on and out lap. Definitely trying a big ball strategy with going out for the first time towards the first half of qualifying. Doesn't give you much time to maneuver with. Screw up.
Now, which driver was that? I think Jay Hartnell with a 140.133, exactly the same time as Dragon on Speed, actually. Two of them identical times.
What does decide which time goes first if it's exactly the same?
I think it's whichever one goes first. But sometimes when you have a look at them, the gap to the leader...
Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't, because Dragon Speed was, was the first.
If you have a look at gap to leader, Jay Hartnell was a plus 362, whereas Dragon's a plus 363. So there are some hidden figures that they don't show you.
Oh. Codemasters withholding information from commentators. Conspiracy.
Who else we got then? Really seen the pit lane. That Panda. I think Panda was the Season 2 championship. Yeah, he was. Identical number of points to, I want to say Club PR. Yeah, but he had it on race wins.
I'm just going on board with Big Balls. He had a purple first sector, but right now he's approaching a castle section collision, which forced him to slow down and goes through a car. So his lap is basically ruined. That's exactly what I was talking about with going out so late.
Club PR. Sprunky. And also, was it Pheasant Plucker was out there as well? I couldn't tell. I just saw that.
Yeah, I think he just went through as well. I don't know if got involved in that as well. Don't know. But yeah, as far as tires go, everyone's setting their lap times on softs. So nobody trying any cheeky new strategies.
No, I think once we go into Q2 that is going to change. Some of the more confident drivers might go for a medium lap. Depends which of them will stick it or what strategy drivers are intending to use. But yeah, Big Balls is slower lap, 146. Had to slow down through that castle section.
The whole field in the pit lane at the moment, apart from those that couldn't survive the circuit for one lap.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know, Pimus. My headset's doing its usual trick of making the other people in my party sound like they're echoing when I stream, which is a bit annoying.
Right. Am I still echoey?
Well, I can't hear you echoing, but the stream can. I had this problem when I switched to this headset when my old one broke. I don't have another one that'll work with PlayStation. Yeah, thanks Pimus and good luck. Well done on top of the leaderboard so far.
Yeah, he just topped the timesheet in Q1 and just has, you know, lots of time on his hands apparently. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I save time for the moment.
The man under pressure right now is going to be Big Balls. You know,
well, remember, only two
Big
drivers currently on the track are going to be eliminated, unless actually they can't beat Pheasant Plucker's time. Club PR purple middle sector.
Yeah, but Big Balls doesn't look like he's going to set another time. He's going to go into the pit lane probably, because at least on my screen it says that his lap time right now is 150.
Yeah, no, my screen as well. Who was I just watching?
Right, so he's going into the pit lane. He scored a lap time of 146. Definitely not getting him into Q2 though. And yeah, what's going to happen now? Is he going to make it?
Club PR up to 5th, but yeah, Tobe's on his out lap, so he'll only have time for a couple of laps. And then Big Balls, he'll have time for at least one lap. Actually, if he's fairly quick, he'll get 2. But of course, yeah. I mean, from 13th to 1st is how many tenths? 7 or 8 tenths. Actually, just over 7 tenths.
Considering this track is just so long, not that bad. Also, you have to slow down for those yellow flags of the people that crashed out.
So yeah, on board with Tobes now, one of the few drivers yet to send a lap. See where he can slot in. Obviously he'll be looking for a low 140 or a high 139. And that time should get him safe.
I mean, if he just survives the lap, he's already got a high chance of making it to Q1.
Well yeah, there is that. Only 2 drivers remaining on the track will not be going through. And we'll see if Alex TG can do a bit of a comeback during the race.
Yeah, a little bit of a corner cut there. Oh, actually no, I'm just back on the street. Doesn't look like it.
No, he hasn't validated his lap, and F1's usually fairly mean about it.
Big Balls is on his out lap, so he's gonna make it at least one lap, but it doesn't guarantee him that he won't have an incident or just anything to interfere with him.
Just to interject, Tobes with the purple middle sector there, so he probably will be safe. It's quite hard to crash in the last sector once you get through certainly the first corner of it.
Never underestimate.
Yeah, no, I have crashed on that straight myself. So where does he slot in?
Will not be pole, only P8. Purple second sector, that I don't know exactly what that would mean about his driving, but considering how close the field is anyway, I don't think
well, we know that quite often F1 2020 will say you've got a purple sector when you don't. I've known it to quite consistently lie and clearly being correct about that, so...
Yeah, I just love being a commentator on these games.
Trying to commentate in Codemasters is doing everything it can to scupper you. So yeah, Error Voice happy with his lap, or did he bin it in the wall?
Yeah, they should add a commentators pack DLC. To make it easier.
We fixed the game.
Nah, man. Why fix the game when you can just, just add a DLC and get more money for it?
So yeah, Golly Noob staying out of the way of their big balls. This lap needs to work for him because he will.
He's under a lot of pressure.
He will get another one in if it's a good lap.
Well, yeah,
but only if it's a good one.
Survives it, though.
If he survives and gets a good enough lap to get through, he's got enough time to get another good enough lap to get through.
Yeah, but he still has a castle section to get through, and there are 3 people in front of him who can still crash out, somehow slow him down.
But it looks to be, it looks like it'll be okay in terms of drivers ahead of him. Just got to not invalidate his lap. We know Big Balls isn't slow. The man currently second in the championship, 19 points behind. He's the man Alex TG needs to worry about, as he'll be starting from the back.
It's early stage of the season anyway. I don't think there is much championship fighting going on in their heads, but definitely
establish early dominance. So from Big Balls, how much quicker he was than his best lap, he's looking to be a 140.2.
It looks like we'll make it until another lap.
Yeah.
But the time is good enough for P8, so he will go.
When I wasn't looking, a few drivers drastically improved their laps. That's me not paying enough attention.
Dropped down to P4.
But actually Pimis has improved his lap, because before it was a 1:37 he had. So yeah, Panda, and actually we've already got our bottom 5. Panda, J Williams, Pheasant Plucker,
who is
Sprunky.
under pressure here?
Alex, no one.
Yeah.
No, the bottom 5 have already been decided. It's going to be CRL, Panda, J Williams, Pheasant Plucker, ISRL, Sprunky, and Alex TG. The rest of them are just in a parade lap. Although it looks like the little one is going to improve to about a 39.5. You can get in the slipstream of the Alpha Tauri ahead of him. Not quite sure it's close enough though. He's coming in. Nope, not going to the pits. Just getting all the slipstream we could for that lap. There we go, up into 3rd. McLaren 2-3. AI having a bit of a race with teammates here. The only thing dirtier than an F1 lobby is the AI once they've been released in qualifying. So any driver who's left on the laps, dragging on speed, looks like he's ran out of fuel. Big Balls just going nice and slow. Yeah.
And that Jamie Roberts actually took not first place in his
Oh yeah.
one, almost beating the 139 range.
So,
It would be nice to save somehow these times that those guys did in Q1, because it would be a good comparison to what they will do in Q3, where their pace will improve or actually not.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time that Statistic King has made it out of Q1. Despite being last season's champion, this is his first time. 4th round, first time he's going to escape Q1.
Champion in what tier?
Last season's champion in Tier 2.
Oh. Not a good start to the season then.
Well, he always seems to finish in the top 10. It's quite impressive. It's just, qualifying's not his thing.
Yeah, he has 20 points in those 3 races.
Sorry to interject. Looking at the Discord, it sounds like well, Sprunky his incident was caused by Tobes getting in his way. I can't yet say what the stewards will decide about that, but certainly he isn't going to be too happy. Although to be fair at Baku, one safety car and one bit of good strategy by you can easily get you near the front. So by no means is the race decided for him yet. If he can get his head level
we can
down.
have 6 safety cars like the bug that's still running the game. I don't think anyone patched the thing where you have safety cars for no reason after 5 corners.
We'll see what the game decides to pull on us. Right, Tobes, one of the first drivers out on track. Who else do we have? Looks to be just Tobes for the moment. Okay. So we'll see how Tobes drives. The man will know that he's likely going to be receiving some kind of post-race penalty of sorts or whatnot. Not really too sure how this league works in terms of incidents. It's only actually the Tier 3 incidents one I can see for some odd reason. Oh, and they do award time penalties and penalty points, so I guess there is a chance that he will be penalised time-wise. I'm going to assume that comment is from Pheasant Plucker, I think. Yeah. Don't recognise the name, but
Maybe Alex? No, he didn't crash out. Reveal yourself, stranger.
But yeah. Well, certainly being back here, just get your head down. It does look like it may want to decide to rain this qualifying session, and if it does, then yeah, it's Pheasant Plucker. If it does decide to rain, then all these drivers getting laps now. Tobes to put himself in a good position. If he can get a lap down, it starts raining for the rest of them.
Do we know anything about the weather forecast? Like or the race?
No. Drivers can see stuff. So if one of the drivers can see it's going to rain, then yeah. But so, kind of hope that the spectators get a bit more of a actually spectate what's happening. There we go. Tobes carrying a little bit too much speed through that corner. Does now have a Haas up the road from him. Guesses it's Kyle.
Finally, we see some variety. What those guys are trying. Era Voice, Dragon Speed, Real, and Sadistic King all on mediums. I'm thinking some guys will follow suit.
I'll leave the tyres unfitted for the moment. and then switch them to best so we can see what their laps have been done on. So at the moment, Toby's making a few small mistakes here and there. I'm sure his head won't be perfectly clear after that incident.
But it's still saying he got the fastest sector. Probably.
That's because he's the first man to do the sector. I think, was it Tobes who caused the qualifying incident in Russia as well? He slowed down, moved out the way for one driver and didn't see that there were two drivers coming through. I think that one was quite an unlucky one for him. I don't know what happened in the castle section, but here we go, a 39.2, that's nothing to be ashamed of, especially if it starts raining. Who's the next man?
He did a lot of mistakes, so if he has room for improvement, that could really jump.
Well, it looked like he did, but I can't claim to be any good at this game, so what I consider a mistake might actually be the quick line. Pimis the 39.9, Juan a 143.
Yeah, that's the thing with commentators, they commentate because you can't play the game.
Nah, I mean, no, I'm more of a Gran Turismo person when it comes to racing.
That's just a minute, don't make up excuses from both sides.
Is that Haas in the wall? He's pulled a go straight ahead.
Yeah, he went with the Javier Ragunathon strategy.
Yeah,
pulling to the escape road in Azerbaijan and struggling to get out of it.
No, yeah, the man now out of the escape road and moving out the way of other drivers. Oh, more times are on the board. So Goldie knew with quite a slow time. Man must have made a mistake there. That Haas is still going slow.
Kyle just did the second sector purple, but with so many purple sectors and people getting mediocre times, I'm not sure that it was actually right. Let's see what the time is. Only 2, so maybe it actually was purple. Who knows?
Certainly,
the Haas is really up the field, both.
Oh right, Alex TG there. Wheel decided to disconnect straight away. Would explain why you died on the straight. Have you got it sorted again? I guess you do have a decent amount of time before the race to get it sorted. So. But also if you're hungry you can grab a post-race snack. Don't have to worry too much about the rest of qualifying. So Jamie Robertson, yeah, slow lap going into the pit lane. As is Jay Hartnell.
Mr. King has his lap validated and he's pulling the side of the road, probably just to let someone through.
Yeah, looks like it. Big Bull's up in the second, 39.6 for him.
And this time he made sure that he's getting out enough early, so he isn't under a lot of pressure like last time.
There's a pass nearly stopped on the main straight. Yeah, nice. Man's got his wheel back. So who else do we have then? Who's going to be setting laps? It's hard to tell who's actually on a lap and who's on an in lap. I know Captain Nick currently on. Captain Nick's on a lap. Dragon is not, and these two guys aren't either.
Touch the side of the wall. His rear wheels doesn't seem to have damage because
invalidated sector.
So never mind. Yeah, this game doesn't really allow rear.
Ooh, and now he's really caught the wall. Yeah, just saw a piece of front wing. Lost almost his entire left front wing. Still got a few of them. I'm not going to pretend to know what those bits are called. His end plate's gone, but a few of the other parts of the front wing are also gone. But KXI now still needs to settle up. Sane's got a purple first sector. So goes a bit deep into that corner. A clear track ahead of him, turns in fractionally into the castle section, has to hold off and then turn in again. So we'll see how he does. One last key corner to go.
Another purple second sector. I don't think telling us correct information at the moment.
Well, it was a 1:15 flat. So, well, a 1:15 exactly. Well, flat, not exactly. Going into the end of the last sector, start of the last sector. It's going to be a fairly decent time, I think. Yeah, there we go, for the second.
Yeah, but when Challenger approaches, Clear PR just did the fastest first sector, didn't set a lap before that, so...
Yeah, him and Error Voice. We got him and Error Voice are both getting their first lap down at the moment. Error Voice with the first man to cross the line.
Just given that you were mentioning Sadistic King, he is effectively still in Q3. But yeah, a lot of people haven't set their lap times yet.
Might have some drivers who are wanting to... Well, Dragon, Sadistic King and Real DC have all changed their tyres onto softs.
PR going across the finish line at P4, so not that bad of a time. Looks like the pace of the field is really getting better, as more people are in the 139s rather than the 140s. And if this King retired from the session, what happened there? But yeah, his chances of getting out of Q2 are now over, basically.
I think that was a pit lane retirement, so the man is happy with sticking on the mediums. Sadistic King very good at strategy. Always seems to use it to his advantage and always seems to gain from it.
But isn't he starting on the mediums anyway if he doesn't get out of Q2?
Yeah, well obviously that strategy isn't ideal, but usually during race, his in-race strategy is one of the best I've seen. Like the Alfa Romeos is the other way around. Their qualifying's some of the best here, but their in-race strategy, certainly more to learn.
Yeah, the Alfa Romeos don't seem to be performing the way you are describing at the moment.
They do seem to be one of the more inconsistent people, because sometimes they get an amazing lap, but at the moment, both of them are slower laps in Q2 than they did in Q1. Error Voice, not a quick lap here, won't be improving his time, and he just opted to go into the pit lane. But now both Alpha and Mays will be crossing the line, and they're going to get a 39.5 and a, this is quick, yep, 39 flat. There we go. Said they were good at quali. So Godly Noob with the new fastest lap we've seen today.
Guess we just did the reverse commentator curse.
So yeah, Captain Nick's looking on to be a fairly decent lap. Lightly challenged for the top 5.
Maybe we can finally get a clear image of who's actually fighting to stay in Q2. Who's just waiting for a time. Okay, P4, not bad. Definitely not bad. Looks like, given the standings, a 139 is almost not enough to get you into Q3, so times are certainly getting better.
Club PR now clipping the wall. He might need to improve his time if he wants to remain safe. Not too many more corners to go for him though. and see how he does. Is that AlphaTauri stopped on track? Yeah, but the other side of the road. So he's looking to improve, but I'm not sure if he will. Big Bull's happy with his lap. Fleur PR into the pits. Should have gone around again, he won't get another lap in. So that means he's definitely behind Big Bull's, which gives Big Bull's a buffer. So anyone currently in the pit lane will not be setting another lap. We can consider them finished. So Pimis at huge risk there. Jay Hartnell still to set a lap. No, that man isn't too slow. Dragon, his first lap on softs, he'll likely improve. So let's see. Only 6/10 up. So the man is not going to get too fast a time. He may not get himself into the top 10, but he will likely get another lap round. Though fuel already flashing, therefore he might not be able to go round again for that reason. And certainly he's going to get another time. What does he get? Oh, 39.8. That might be enough. Pushes Pimis out. Pimis, as we said, can't improve his lap. Error Voice only just getting across the line in time to start his lap. Pushed it to the absolute limit there. Dragon puzzle to one side. Dragon not going around again. Who else do we still have?
People are actually going to be fighting for the spot in Q3 are going to be Era Voice, Little Juan, and also Kyle and Dragon Speed still be under pressure.
Yeah.
Times aren't that far away.
Little Juan looks to be on quite a slow lap. Jay Hartnell though might improve.
Yeah, well, Jay Hartnell set a lap, so he's still a question. His pace is like. Right,
can't question that.
So he pushes the Haas's, both of them actually, down.
The little one
they are
into
not
the
advancing as it stands.
Yeah. So Kyle,
The guys that I was actually praising earlier about being P2 and 3, now P11 and 12.
yeah, Pimis. Oh, you crashed on your final lap. I didn't realise you were just in the pit lane with no time to improve. I'm not sure if Carl's going to jump Dragon or not, but of course Dragon's still got time to set, as does Error Voice.
Kyle's time doesn't seem to be improving.
No, we didn't need to improve on much. He was only 4 thousandths off. So Error Voice
That's the end of qualifying for him, and he's going to be under a lot of pressure because Error Voice is improving.
Not sure if it's enough. No, 13th for him.
But actually, Dragon's doesn't really.
So yeah, that concludes Q2 then. So what do we have? People knocked out. Kyle, Pimis, Error Voice, the Little One, and Sadistic King will not be advancing through to Q3. Here are drivers. 4/10 Kyle was off. Only 4. That is not a nice thing for a driver to have happen. But now all times in the top 10 were 139s. Sadistic King happy on his medium tyres. Although could have pushed for a better soft time while still staying out the top 10 and chosen. Yeah, on to Q3. You got any guesses for who you think will get the pole? Or you're not really too sure? I really think it's anyone's game because so many people have been near the top of the board. So, very tricky to call who will get that top spot.
Definitely a person who survives the lap and doesn't crash out.
Oh, whoops. Was Baku being Baku though? Pole. simultaneously very essential and not too essential. So KXI and Big Balls, some of the first people heading out on track. We'll see if KXI first man out of the pits. There's also one of the alphas there. But with alphas, usually where there's one, there's two. It appears not two immediately for the moment though. Okay, so most drivers are already out on track. Just Captain Nick and Jay Hartnell still in the pit lane. So drivers know they can get a bit safer in the outlap, don't need to push too much. Make sure to avoid that wall. Don't want to be the one saying I'm stupid. A very close field, that might affect some drivers. Some will be hoping to get gaps in front and behind them.
Okay, just to see if this kind of train will develop towards the end of the session when the track is at its grippiest form. Wonder if there will be some Monza 2019 vibes.
Probably one of the more entertaining qualifiers, but not for the right reasons. Is that a driver into the wall? Goldie Noob.
Doesn't have any damage though.
No, he's got his front
Maybe
wing
he's
intact.
just intentionally slowing down.
I think, yeah, looking for a bit of gap. So we will get back on board with KXI. Throwing it through these corners. Ooh, missed the apex a bit there, that'll cost him. So there's still no sign of Captain Nick or Jay Hartnell leaving the pit lane. I guess saving tyres.
I just got some news that I'm still echoey on the stream. I don't know if that's because it's coming off your end.
I can tell you that is my headset that's causing that, and until I get a different headset it's not going to fix it, so that's
right. So
that one's on me, but there isn't anything I can do about it. I do need to get myself another headset at some point.
So it's going to look like I'm speaking another language and kind of a diverse commentary environment right now.
Duo English. So, ooh, not that slow time of KXI, 39.2.
Yeah, but if he intends on getting pole, he's gonna improve it at least.
And that's the first 38 of the day.
Oh my god.
Clerpier up into third. Toves up into first.
Wow, so people are really improving during these sessions.
Dragon 39.9 up to 4 for him. And Real DC 39.6. And the last man from that train, we got Noob. Took the clean air, but of course didn't have the slipstream because of it. 39.7. So a wide variety of times actually there. First few 38s we've seen. And Captain Nick out the pit lane. Jay Hartnell though, still not budging. Still just sitting nicely in the pit lane.
Maybe wants to avoid getting towed by someone. The sky is kind of darkening, so I'm interested to see if rain starts falling down. I see some drops of rain though. I don't know if you see the same thing, but I saw some weird thing.
Currently, the sky certainly is dark. I don't think I can see any rain going on. I think that the whole
Even if it did, I don't think that 6 minutes will be enough for it to play any sort of role in this thing. No, rain is definitely falling down right now. But only little by little, so it's not affecting those drivers.
Yeah, actually, no, I'm starting to see it. Definitely is raining. So all the drivers in the pit lane.
Really needs to go.
Yeah, that man does need to go. Something to be aware of though here is if the driver goes into the pit lane too quickly, having had their front wing damaged, forgetting that they've got to be quite careful into pit entries, we may lose some drivers as they enter the pits.
What happens if you speed into the pit lane in qualifying?
Not sure.
Okay.
But I know that you can smash your front wing, or even a tyre off if you're not careful.
Yeah, so definitely the commentate the game if you're not good at it type of attitude here. Both of us don't know things we should know.
And real DCI driving fourth is GG on pole toes. Yeah, not that wrong. It's going to be tricky to beat that one. I think those top two times might already be safe. And of course, now the rain's coming down, I think time's almost certainly settled. Captain Nick, the only man who can damage that lap, but I think it might already have been too late for him.
J-Hart finally going out on our lap, but I don't think the time will be so good because of the rain falling down. Don't know if the rest of the field will decide to go again.
Yeah, Jamie Robinson.
Yes, only the drivers know how big rain is getting.
Yeah, well, they're all giving each other GGs and saying good lap in their driver chat. So it looks like most of them think they're not going to improve. Big Balls thought his lap would be enough, but both amazing laps by those top two on the front row. So unless Captain Nick can pull some magic here, he's the last man who has the ability to challenge for that front row. Seems unlikely, but of course never impossible. No, been and gone. And actually ahead of Jamie Robertson, because you said broke his wing.
Yeah, what did you say about the Alfa Romeo's qualifying?
Yeah, I think they got quite unlucky here, didn't they, with the rain. But to be fair, them and the what are they called? The pink cars, they only won both drivers in the top 10. Racing Point.
Cars.
My brain had a complete blank. I'm not that inept at F1.
Yeah, so the pink car is called Racing Point. It's a team in Formula 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised not none of the drivers going on Inters.
Wait, Inter?
Getting born and going on to hard tyres. I guess at this point it's just practice your driving. It's Jay Hartnell. We'll watch him in case he does happen to. There's a chance he'll be able to top some of the guys lower down the board.
Maybe, but this time the game isn't misleading us, at least with purple first sector. Because he didn't get a purple first sector. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, Racing Point is now Aston Martin, but this is still a Racing Point car. This being the 2020 game.
And it's pink.
And it is pink. Like next year, well, it'll be green.
You hear Jonathan say the pink car definitely means the Racing Point.
I can't remember if it was this league or a different one, but there was a guy whose name I couldn't pronounce, and they were Racing Point, so I used to always say the Racing Point I can't pronounce to refer to that driver. Here we go. Jay Hartnell actually managed to get himself some slipstream, it looks like.
Boy, it's not gonna help.
No.
Yeah, at a time.
Although to be fair,
Just
valiant effort, but rain is rain. He left it too late and paid the price.
yeah, you can't scroll through Instagram when you're in Q3.
And Godly Noob actually only 3/10 down on his best lap, which is rather impressive because it looked like he could have been on for a 140 flat in the
Yeah, now we're just gonna sit here and watch until the clock strikes down.
Yeah, I think most drivers kind of just... Some of them enjoying a chill lap, others enjoying the pit lane. See a few of the drivers starting to retire. Hopefully soon the race will be underway.
Yeah, while we're waiting for that, I'm just gonna, you know, have a little break.
Right, so let's see how this goes. Turn 1, it will certainly be an interesting one. This field usually fairly good at avoiding too much death, but of course you never count it out with any load of drivers. Not sure why Claire PR went into the pit lane. He chooses when qualifying finishes, and he could have finished it by crossing the line. So hopefully the man retires. There we go. So, soon get the formation lap underway. And then the race. So here we go, Toes and Big Bulls, both with huge laps there. Miles ahead of the rest of the field, half a second. KXI with a pretty good lap himself, to be honest. And then the rest of the field spread out depending on how much rain they had, how they did. You know, Jamie Robertson damaged his wing somewhere along the line. Obviously not ideal for him. So we'll soon be getting underway. Yeah, and just a reminder, point system, top 15 drivers get points, 41st, 15th for, sorry, 1 point for 15th. Fastest lap also got bonus point, but only if you were in at the top 10. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully not too many incidents. Might see a safety car or two, maybe just virtual safety cars. But certainly enough to mess with any strategy that expects it to all go golden. So we'll see how this goes. Here we go, drivers on the grid now. Formation lap. See how they do. I will leave it on tyres during the formation lap, and I will stick it on position change once the race is started, so drivers can see. So we can see how many places drivers are gaining or losing. Now, interestingly, Sadistic King on for hard tyres, as well as quite a few of the others. Quite a brave strategy, but I guess... Oh, error voice not off Well, I don't know, must have crashed somewhere along the line. Just took himself out. So people on hard tyres, yeah, I guess hoping there's a crash, everyone on the soft pits for fresh tyres while they can be laughing and drive past all the drivers in the pit lane. Just the 3 on mediums. It certainly is going to be a spicy race.
Yeah, well, it was back. Definitely will be spicy. 20 drivers, even if your driving is clean, it's never clean enough to survive Baku without any collisions.
We've already had one driver been in the wall, but luckily for them, during the outlap, so yeah, they hired the magic Red Bull team to come and fix the car in 0 seconds. Back on the grid, all nice and healthy. Only problem is it's got cold tyres.
If you're getting bored during the formation lap, try to play a game Spot the Kimi Raikkonen. If you can see someone not weaving around, heating their tyres up.
It's a suspiciously still AlphaTauri here. I think we found our Kimi. Ah, no. The weaving has commenced. Well, there's still not that much weaving from this driver. Oh. There's ghosting going on there.
Of carnage, racing,
and safety cars.
And on the display on the wheel of Tobes, his tires are minus 273 degrees, so maybe a TRL limitless moment is coming up.
Wait, where can you see the temperature of the tires?
I have a camera angle, like a weird camera angle.
Oh, actually, looking, yeah, I can see them all. They all have it, if you look carefully. I don't think any of them are correct. Some
have normal temperatures. Okay, now he has normal temperatures. Never mind.
But anyway, race about to start. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And away they go. Quite short lights there. Might caught some drivers out. Got to position change, and you can already see that Codemasters has messed up as the leaderboard is incorrect. Want to know how many places drivers are?
Oh, look at that! AlphaTauri made a pass to
is he alive?
And now the Alfa Romeo is in the wall. McLaren collided into it.
Which Alfa Romeo? Yeah, Godly Noob taking heavy damage from that. I think front wing on the left side isn't looking too healthy. Actually, it hasn't lost too much of the front wing, all things considered.
Yeah, considering it's back to Alex GP on those hards, really climbing through the field as fast as possible.
Is your leaderboard currently messed up?
It's adjusting.
It's
a process.
It's fixing itself.
Alright, that's a little touch from Tobes to the wall, but I didn't get any damage from it.
Looks like most drivers are... Some of them are clipping the wall, it seems.
Yeah, thanks to that little collision, Godly Noob lost 15 positions.
But yeah, ISL Sprunky, man, who presumably is rather annoyed from whatever happened in qualifying, up 6 positions, so out for vengeance. Let's see if that aggressive driving style will do him any favours or not. Also, the little one up 6 places. Club PR down 5 places.
Tobes, after just 1 lap, is attempting to do a Sebastian Vettel 23rd probably.
Yeah,
very
just
much outside of the DRS window, even before the DRS window began. On my screen it says that Captain Nick is leading. We are on lap 3 and the DRS is enabled.
yeah,
and half the
this
field is in
game
the
lost
pit
them.
lane.
Well, some of the field is in the pit lane, but only 2 drivers.
3.
3? Oh yeah. Alex into the pits. So yeah, Captain Nick is still our leader, and he does have a pretty healthy lead. Not sure how many of those pit stops because they needed new front wings, or just fancied a change in strategy after 1 lap, which isn't usually particularly recommended, but we'll see if it pays off for them.
Did you hear about the 1 lap hard tire stint strategy?
I guess it's effective if you've smashed your front wing, but obviously that isn't particularly ideal. Trying to find some of the closer battles here.
Yeah, don't
Quite
try
tricky.
to identify them according to the leaderboard.
Yeah, no,
I saw a Renault in the wall there. I think he has some damage. Oh yeah, that's Hot gone for the Renault of Captain Nick.
Oh, Captain Nick. Yeah, you're right. Lost a lot of the left side of the front wing. So we're expecting him to do a 2-lap stint then. Seems silly not going to the pit. Now I will watch him into the pit lane because there's quite a high chance he will bung it in the wall. He forgets he's got this
to Alex, but he's back down to last. Very far
he was one of the drivers that pitted. Interesting, Captain Nick not pitting, despite clearly having less downforce.
Maybe the damage settings turned to visual only.
It's not supposed to be. I mean, I guess there is a small chance that it is, but...
Oh, by the way, Dragon on Speed made a daring move onto it. However you pronounce that.
KXI is what I normally go for.
KXI, okay, so KSI. Yeah, just lost place in the first sector, but not on the DRS straights. Actually, it was turn 4. Very uneventful corner, but Dragon Speed somehow made it work. Yeah, but all the battling enabled Big Balls also widen his gap enough outside of the DRS window for the train of cars behind him. So we're gonna have 2 dominating drivers kind of having the same pace, not battling with each other. And then we're gonna have a train of cars that's gonna be in absolute carnage threat.
Well, not too much carnage yet, but
Yeah,
we will see.
a lot of people have pitted. That's the thing.
Ooh, and making a pass here. Jamie Robson, Captain Nick. And they have one through as well.
Yeah, Captain Nick finally losing positions and maybe realizing
Yeah,
a bit too late. He should have pitted a lot earlier.
Yeah, you can see him suffering from the lack of downforce
Look
going
at that
into
little
the pit lane.
Juan around the outside on weaker medium tires, but still making it work side by side going into turn 2. He didn't get the overtake done, but he still will have DRS. And unfortunately for Jamie Robertson, he's the head of this little DRS train, so he's gonna be under a lot of fret if he doesn't pick up his pace soon.
But of course has the advantage that if he can survive this next straight, he can hold the position for quite a bit more. This track, very good at making it impossible to pass. Yeah, we will see.
Well, if you're struggling, you know what to do. Just try to call safety around. Or if that doesn't work, just wait for it to get called out.
You can damage your car enough to call out a safety car without making it happen, but of course, as Renault found out, the FIA is usually not particularly pleased when that happens. What year was that? I think it was 2006.
No, you mean Crashgate?
Yeah.
2008, Singapore.
I knew it was around that time, but I started watching F1 in 2007. That's when I was 4. But looks like Kyle's going to get pass on Jay Hartnell here. And that is a safety car. Who's that for? That was for Jamie Robertson. Ooh, and his car in the middle of the straight. Last minute dodge by Kyle.
But
And a last minute dodge by another
drag
driver.
on speed, and basically everyone apart from Big Balls.
And Sadistic King, for the fun of
noticed.
it, drives straight through the middle of the car. Some drivers weaving out the way, others, like Sadistic King, actually actively aiming to hit the corpse of the car.
Well, apart from Big Balls, everyone has reacted in time to go into the pit lane, so maybe Big Balls will hurt a lot from not going into the pit lane in time.
Of course, all these guys on hards now laughing their way along. Who said you need to qualify well? Sadistic King qualified 15th, up into 3rd, and I'm pretty sure that's a net 3rd as well. Maybe even a net 2nd, considering the tyres Big Balls is on.
Yeah, it's a game of chance. Around Azerbaijan, track position doesn't mean anything. Mostly what matters is the tire compound you're on, and how well it plays into your hands. Obviously, he's going to hurt somewhat, okay?
Is the little... Did he just... That
Yeah,
looks like a
just-
wheel disconnect.
Yeah, he did a Mahavir Raghunathan.
Yeah, I think
Exactly
that was a wheel disconnect by him.
Yeah, but Sadistic King will still hurt from not pitting. Obviously, it doesn't make sense for him pitting, but most of the drivers that actually pit during the safety car won't pit again. Sadistic King will. So it's still not the race won yet for him. But definitely a good start. Alright, so the question is, will Big Balls go into the pit lane right now? And he will. Biggest
Interesting.
probability he will lose some positions because of this.
That's interesting that Tobes did react to it, and he didn't.
Yeah, and he was behind him.
Because yeah, I think it was a whole 2 seconds behind. But the question is, where is he going to come out? And he might only be in 2nd.
Oh, okay, so somehow...
He's pulled some 5-head strategy and he's actually overtaking Tobes. Because they were just going slow on their lap, I guess.
Well, Delta, it's the same for everyone. How does that work?
Yeah, but so I think some drivers, I don't know. Someone's made a mistake somewhere. Because he should not still be in 2nd.
Right, so apparently not reacting to the safety car
Is beneficial.
in position.
And still yet a single driver to get penalties, but of course I guess that's most likely to happen. Commentator's curse. By collisions under the safety car to finish my sentence. That is, yeah, Kyle and Sprunky. So hopefully we don't see
first
too many
safety
more
car today,
penalties.
Definitely not the last.
Ah, there's a chance, there's a chance. It is quite impressive though, the driver in 13th and the driver in 17th got a penalty for contact. And at almost exactly the same time. That implies there were 2 separate incidents. Both of them are contact ones. And I can have a look at this. Incidents. No, they did collide despite being... What? The 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 positions. Well, 3 cars between them, 4 positions apart.
Maybe
Interesting.
The collision made these gaps. Alright, so people are that bored under the safety car that they're leaving the session.
There's
Makes
the guys
sense.
that crashed though, so... But pre-warning, Error Voice likes to disconnect, and I don't mean deliberately, it's just internet sometimes make him need 5 or 6 invites a race. Tempted to throw him a couple extra now actually, just so he's got them. So I will quickly do that, just to avoid having to do that later when there is action. So, excuse the temporary lack of cars on the screen.
Smiley faces are a lot more entertaining than cars just weaving around.
Maybe you get the smiley faces weaving up and down, or the cars weaving side to side. Yeah. Take your pick.
During safety cars, I don't think it really matters.
No, I quite like to just have a look at all the cars weaving around.
Well, some like racing, some like this, so... Yeah, I guess we're different kind of people.
But it will be... Yeah, I don't know how Big Balls is in a second. That defies logic.
Well, something must have happened. Well, I think that Tobes got held up a lot in the pit lane, and like in the process, everyone got jumped by someone in the pit lane. Because Tobes spent quite a lot of time in the pit lane. I don't know if he was forced to not get out of there, but I saw on the camera angle that he was in the pit lane, and there were like 7 cars, like in quick succession coming to the pit lane, and he didn't make it out of there in time. He got held up by a lot of people, so it could be that the pit lane just messed people up.
I was expecting the safety car to come in this lap, but I guess we're going round for another circuit, unless it decides to tell us now.
I think it usually tells you at the end of sector 2.
Safety car in this lap? Apparently not.
I stand corrected that.
So Pemis ought to build more of a gap. Big Ball's doing the right thing, holding back a bit. Probably to hold back a bit more. We'll see when he goes. Not yet. If he waits till he comes alongside him. Still not gone. Ah, now he's gone. And looks like Big Statistic King Rex is better than Big Balls here. That looked to be a fairly clean turn 1. No deaths really occurring. Ooh, nearly a bit of front wing loss there. Panda down a few positions.
Tobes in a battle with Dragon Speed, but Dragon Speed still not having that look into the inside. He did have it, but backed out quite soon.
Ooh. Drivers going slow through the corners and holding each other up.
Somehow, the guys on older hards still managing to pull away from the train behind Williams.
I think they're all being...
not in a Williams car.
Yeah, they really don't do us any favours in the commentary box, do they?
Yeah, welcome to virtual F1.
Right, so... Yeah, nearly hitting the wall there, Dragon. The lock up as well, but Tobe's in a Red Bull sandwich at the moment.
The CRS still will not be unbeatable, so don't expect to see some mad overtakes just yet, but the straight is long enough for the slipstream to finally take effect. I think we will see that in a battle between Dragon Speed and Tobes.
Well, I think Tobe's using his ERS quite heavily, while Dragon preserving his later on.
Is really
playing the long game.
Advantage.
Captain Nick and Real DC, nearly a bit of contact there between the two of them. Who's going to get this corner? Real DC up the inside. Ooh, bit more contact. Still side by side, although it looks like Captain Nick pulls ahead. Real DC slots him behind.
Having a look into Joe Williams inside, and there's a collision, but not that big one. They both back out of the battle pretty soon. And now the Red Bull of Dragon almost
they just go 3 wide, it looked like, from what I saw.
Yeah, Dragon wanted to make a double pass at that weird 90-degree corner. Didn't work out for him, and now Williams just lost 3 positions. Another one to the KSI wannabe. and he's still under pressure from Captain Nick and DC, who pushed the Renault into the rear of Joe Williams, with no damage for anyone out of that collision. Oh, never mind. DC has yellow front wing, but yeah, somehow Joe Williams just lost 3 positions out of just existing. I don't know what that was, but he backed out of the battle between him and Toes, because Toes was very ambitious in the dive until to turn 3. So he pushed the rear. He didn't want to crash, and now, out of just caution, he's going to lose even more positions because he's under attack by Captain Nick, and they're not even at the beginning of the straight, and he's already getting passed by one person, who knows if more.
Also behind, Club PR overtaking Real DC. Yep, nice overtake up the inside.
Back in front, Tobes and Dragon trying to pull away from the rest, and it looks like they're succeeding. And in front of them, top 3 on the old hards.
Well, Big Balls isn't on old hards.
Shut away.
Big Balls in some of the freshest tyres
out
of anyone.
That's a collision we didn't see, but Joe Williams had some sort of a collision going into turn 3 yet again. He has some front wing damage, and now he's lost. How much is that? 7 positions inside of 1 lap.
That's not great for him. Although we have seen, actually, I wasn't paying attention to this. It looks like 3 drivers have pitted since the safety car restart.
Yeah, interesting to note that Godly Nuke is the guy that was spun at the start of lap 1 and was dead last. Now he's P9 in the thick of the fighting inside the train of those cars. So, oh, okay. Clear PR in the wall, and that's a virtual safety car, thank God.
At the esports corner there. Just a virtual safety car, but of course on the main straight.
Will the leaders use it somehow?
Gotta be smart. If you catch it perfectly, you can gain a lot of time from it, and if you get it bad, you're costing yourself a lot of time. So there we go, there's that car.
I'm thinking that Dragon's Speed probably is hurting Williams a lot there, because he's changing his front wing, and Joe Williams needs to change his front wing, so there they go, into the double stack. And the first Red Bull got held up a lot, so Joe Williams may well
a lot of time lost
lose
for him
even more time than if he pitted normally and not under virtual safety car conditions, so definitely very unlucky.
So, sorry to interject, I'm hearing that Clerpiard's wheel broke, so that does sound like both him and the little one had their wheel break and they just went straight on that corner. So not great luck for McLaren. Both teammates knocked out by faulty equipment. Oh, and the race is back underway.
Yeah, nothing happened really, but somehow Tobes is really catching the top 3 that was together since the safety car. Also important to note, Alex gained 12 positions, but he is on 8 laps old medium, so he's definitely stopping once more.
Gonna have to,
Big Balls and Topes, the people that started this race 1 and 2, don't.
Yeah, I think Big Balls is in the best position here, isn't he? Only driver up front, he doesn't have to pit in the top 3.
And he's still in
best tyres out of...
Still getting a tow from Pimes as well.
I think out of all the drivers here, yeah, I mean, in the top 8, Pimes has the best... Sorry, Big Balls has the best tyres. You gotta look all the way down to 9th or further down the order. See drivers...
Still can save some ERS and fuel when he's getting that tow from Pimes, because he is faster than him. Especially if we compare the tire wear. And he's still catching him, even though he's not deploying any ERS whatsoever. just a matter of time how quickly will Topes catch up. That will probably be the call for Big Balls to throw another obstacle in between them.
But of course, this might always slow Big Balls down if he's much quicker than Pimis. This will be losing him time.
Well, that depends when the tire wear will hit Pimis substantially. But unexpectedly, the best team result so far is Renault. Being P3 and P5, we would definitely not consider this at the start of qualifying.
Yeah, that looks to be the highest points out of any team.
The new most unlucky man of the race award goes to Joe Williams, who is dead last. Championship isn't going so great either. He's only had 24 points. He's P14.
Well, not too bad. He's ahead of last season's champion, so.
Yeah, good point, but yeah, 14 other drivers are ahead of that.
Oh, I stopped paying attention somewhere. Pimis into the pit lane.
Promotes Big Balls. Why is Pimis so early in the
Maybe he knows he has to go into mediums and thinks 13 laps they can be strong to the end. But of course, he might pit now and then in 1 lap time there'll be a safety car. I guess.
Yeah, so the problem for Big Balls struggling to get past Pimis is gone. And now the attention shifts to Topes. Gonna be struggling against Statistics.
Ooh, and that is Pheasant Plucker into the wall. Went for him to check up the inside. Went in too fast, too deep, and dropped 2 positions, and I think part of his front wing because of it. Alright,
so another victim of the Javier Ragunas race. Halfway through the race, we only had 1 safety car.
Yeah, I told you they were good drivers. Certainly better than I'll ever be.
To go and give
Ooh,
it the
that is
yellow
Sprunky.
flags.
Sprunky is sideways.
Yeah, he's on a Sebastian.
There we go, that yellow flag's gone. But I assume, yep, so's that front wing.
And Topes finally got past Statistics King. Let's see if Statistics King can get back in place before it's too late. He still will have the DRS on the second DRS trade, and he's still kind of close, so maybe the battle will continue. I'm guessing not, he's not catching him as quickly. The gap actually isn't changing when he's deploying DRS. Interesting. So Topes finally got past him. And now it's just down to Big Balls and Topes battling it out for the race win. The gap is 5 seconds, and the tire wear difference is non-existent. So it's just gonna be a race of survival. Who makes the mistake first?
Ooh, and Chris Panda and Kyle fighting out there. I don't know who was ahead going into that corner, but Kyle came out on top. Interesting
to note, the person who spun on lap 1 and the person who started last on lap 1 are in P5 and 6. It looks like most of the field is pretty much spread out across the track. So much that happened, it's kind of logical.
It looks like, well, Club PR is saying this is his first DNF in 3 seasons at CRL. So
that makes you do.
Well, it wasn't even back here, it was just his wheel. I think almost any track your wheel disconnects.
And there we go.
That's gonna happen. Do we know which driver that was?
There was a Red Bull that got stuck at castle section? I don't know. I saw a Red Bull pausing for a second on the minimap around the castle section.
Yeah, if anyone knows of how you died, please let us know.
Right, so unfortunately the race leaders missed the start of safety car. They were close to the pit lane, so
I'm
Alex
not sure
probably
if
knew
the
the
top two
captain
will
Mick.
want to pit. Sadistic King would have wanted to pit, but the rest of them maybe not. Pimis now laughing because he pitted early and now he's gained positions for it. He's now the main challenger on the medium tyres to the end of the race and in a good position to do it.
Right, well at least it was good news for people like Alex, who were supposed to pit. Now they can, but given the safety car circumstances, the field bunching up, it's actually the race leaders who had the pace advantage, the luck advantage, the everything advantage. Now they're the ones that are gonna be under threat from those that pitted and had multiple collisions. Kind of ironic, but I guess it is what it is. Because behind those top three on Old Hearts are gonna be Pimis, KSI Wannabe, Godley, Captain Nick, all on fresh mediums. And with no intention of hitting again, unless another safety car happens, of course. Yeah, that's gonna be a factor. It's gonna play a huge role in another restart.
Yep. Tobes into the pits, as is Big Bulls. I'd assume both going for the mediums. Sadistic King also into the pit, definitely the right decision for him. So Sadistic King onto Tobes onto mediums. Sadistic King, what's he on? Also onto mediums. So Big Bulls first, Pimis in second. Looks like we've got Tobes in third. Is KXI gonna beat? No, KXI slotting behind Tobes, Sadistic King getting fifth. So I'm still trying to find out what caused the safety car. I've asked some of the drivers, see if I can get a response there.
As I said earlier, I think it was some sort of individual crash from the Red Bull, but you can never be too sure. Yeah, given what I was talking about with, Pimis crashed into the castle.
Oh yeah, bit of front wing there.
Right, so, yeah,
That's very unlucky for him.
what
Apparently
I was
it's
talking about. Yeah?
sorry. Apparently it's Singapore next week, so they're gonna have another street circuit, back to back, tight, narrow.
Yeah, let's see if people
Tiltman.
will more be aware of what Julian Palmer always advises. Have to be alert on the street circuit. That's a meme you're probably not getting. But what these drivers are getting is the fact that being on Old Hearts, not the best way to end the race off. And guessing Sadistic King and Topes got that memo and pitted for fresh missions. So, well actually Big Boss pit as well. Okay. So everyone on fresh mediums.
The pit came out in
Big Boss
first.
somehow managed to keep his position.
Yep, Pimis into the pit lane. And that, right down the order for him, that's a shame.
Well, everyone's had their ups and downs during this race. I guess it was time for Pimis to have a go at being down and up.
Yeah, I think that quote sadly works for you.
Yeah, well, sadly he isn't in a Ferrari to make this more memey. thing is, the quote at I am stupid, but doesn't continue like in real life, because then he says, I switch off everything. And still the safety car, you still have fresh tires, starting towards the back, but you still have a lot of time to make up the positions. So, I guess he doesn't have to switch off everything, he still has the chance to come back through this race, just like anyone else.
To be fair, the reason on the safety car, he does stand a chance. The thing is, lots of drivers won't pit for new tyres unless they get a huge lead and want to go onto softs. I mean, Real DC and Sprunky taking a bit of a risk here, but of course, it might look like there's lots of laps. Some of these laps are going to be on the safety cars, so tyres will take less wear. Not sure how many more drivers have intended to pit. Pheasant Plucker, I'm unsure why that man did not pit. Says he's on 6-lap old mediums. If that is true, then he probably should have pitted. I have, however, seen a race before, so safety car in this lap, where it said someone was on something like 37-lap old tyres, and that was at Baku, being the 26-lap race, so tyres older than the race itself.
I'm sorry, what?
Welcome to Codemasters. I think that was F1 2019 though, but...
Well, thank God it's only Codemasters, because next year you're probably gonna have to pay to see that information. Okay, so Big Ball's heading us off to the race start.
Still
Slowing down as much as possible.
And actually, Big Ball's gaining on Tobes, Tobe getting on KXI. Sadistic King gaining on KXI though. Sadistic King seems to be one of the better drivers at this restart. We'll see what can happen here. Godly Noob looking for the move on Sadistic King. Not going to happen. Any other action going on further down the field? Not really actually. Looks like drivers, oh, some back here. Most drivers will settle into a line, into a groove. Of course, all now in the last stint, all drivers will be fighting for positions. A few drivers and softs will be looking to move up. That's Captain Nick past Alex TG, I believe. So, outbraked him. Is there anything else going on? Alex TG looking to get past Captain Nick. Trying to go around the outside. Refusing to move, but no, has to slot in behind. Could have tried for cheeky cutback, but decides play the long game. Don't DNF just yet.
Yeah, as we're going towards the end of the race, it will be interesting to think about the fact that we're gonna have a championship interchange probably. Oh, I just cursed him. I just cursed him. Big Ball's in the wall. Damage to his front wing. Virtual safety car. With a Haas stuck in the castle section.
Oh, and somewhere Jay Hartnell must have crashed. And yeah, I guess Carl did something at the castle. So that's 3 drivers making mistakes there. Big Ball is lucky for him only losing 1 position. But we may be able to see a pit stop.
Probably won't be happening. I don't know if he will go into the pit. He probably will, but I'm not sure if the safety car will last long enough to somehow save it.
I'm not sure how many points Tobes has at the moment.
Well, Alex is leading by 19 points to Big Balls. If Alex finished 7th, 6th, he would lose the championship lead to Big Balls, and he doesn't appear to be going into the pit, so
Tobes
he's going to be limping his way.
Yeah, Tobes is on 33 points. So that man can get himself up to 73. Of course, if he gets fastest lap 74. But not enough to challenge the championship. But they're back underway. So KXI now right on the tail of Big Balls. And of course, Tobes in a very strong position. He's got a driver behind him with a damaged wing who can hold up his opponents for a bit. On some of the best tyres across the grid, minus the softs. And actually, Sadistic King threatening KXI. gives Big Bulls an advantage, which gives Tobes an advantage. It's just all looking very good towards Tobes getting the win here now. Too early to say for certain. It certainly looks like he is currently on the path to get the win.
Yeah, if someone doesn't overtake Big Balls soon, looks like Tobes will get the win.
It does look like KXI about to go through.
Yeah, pretty easily actually. Where is it? It's still side by side.
Big Bulls.
Gotta close the door a little bit. That's a collision.
Do you think? Bit of bumping tyres, nothing too hefty, but Big Balls keeps his position.
Yeah, but it's inevitable that he gets overtaken here.
Yeah, I mean, well,
he's just slowing down everyone.
The longer he can slow down third, the longer fourth gets to him. Kyle with a 3-second penalty. So Tobes now just knows he needs to get away from the man limping at breakneck speeds. Jay Hartnell with the fastest lap. He won't get that bonus point. Only people who really need a chance of getting the fastest lap, Real DC and Sprunky. But of course, at the moment they're up in amongst the pack. Seems less likely that they'll be getting it.
Yep. Race really.
Yeah, I mean, it's his current aim.
Balls is doing him a really big favor.
yeah. What's that gap now? Up to 3 seconds between Big Balls and Tobes. And as to say that, Tobes gets himself a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, so that
spices things up a bit. So Big Balls again going to be defending. Looks like he wants the outside again as well. I think it's corner cutting. It looks like Kyle just died at Castle.
Thankfully we don't have a safety car because of it.
Just a virtual one. But Big Balls, hey, this all works in his favour, because while they're going slowly, Big Balls gets his position back.
Come on.
His tyres will be healthier. But actually I guess the longer time goes on, the more it benefits him. So mediums are getting older on KXI. Big Balls may get a podium.
Maybe even win, who knows.
If he really drives well. But now 4 drivers not going to finish. Yeah, I mean, this is where it's happening. This battle for second. Small amount of damage to Big Balls' front wing, but of course enough to cause him to be significantly slower than Tobes. No drivers. Delta on the wrong side. Do the like Sadistic King. Oops, side by side. No, Captain Nick and Godly Nom side by side there. Through this castle section. See, absolutely wing to tail.
Somehow, damage. Big Balls is still virtually in the lead. How did that happen? He did a Roman Grosjean, and he's still in the fight for the race lead. Are we doing actually interviews in this thing?
Yeah, we normally do. So it will be just the guys on the podium. Here we go, KXI. This time he's convinced to make the run happen. But actually, Big Balls is much more healthy ERS. Now this time he's more through. Big Balls brakes later, and he makes it stick. Absolutely refusing to give up that second position. Great work by him. If this man gets on the podium, he fully deserves it. Does have to be careful not to shut the door too much. KXI having another look, and this looks to be a more successful overtake. Big Balls again braking later.
And the inside as well.
Big Balls held it around the outside, and now, only now is he behind.
Also behind them, Goldie Nuke just made the move to go into P4, so from dead last on lap 1, it's now actually pressurizing Big Balls there. Oh, look at that. He
Ooh,
just dives
contact.
into his inside, corner cut, and gets damage. So now two people will be holding off. Literally
Tivis
everyone.
has died. Looks like he went deep into a corner, caught his tyre. Another car bites the dust, and that is now 5
Another
cars.
Javier Reconnaissance moment.
5 cars now not going to finish. I really can't tell when Big Bulls is going to finish. I don't think KXI is going to be able to catch up with Big Bulls.
But like, look at this. KXI and Tobes are getting help from Godly Noob and Big Balls. Both of them have damage.
Oh yeah, both of them are front wing damage. Only minor for both of them as well. Just the left end plate, I believe, on both cars.
But still not enough for them to actually catch KXI or Tobes.
No, it's just a case
And
of
that whole
can.
battling
Yeah.
allowed Tobes to get outside of his penalty window anyway. So Tobes will get the win.
Unless he makes a mistake, of course. Can't call the winner just yet. Ooh, and great move by Alex there, around the outside of Dragon on speed. Perfectly done there. Masterclass around that 90-degree corner. Yeah, we've got the 2 wounded cars. Basically making a barricade, to be fair. Probably helps that they're working together here. I'm not sure if one will try to overtake the other. Does look like Big Balls is defending off Godly Noob. Certainly defending at Castle is a concept I was not really expecting to see. Godly Noob almost losing it there. Very well caught. And that is... Is that Jay Hartnell into the wall? I'm not sure. That man still with his front wing.
The new opponent of Big Balls and Godly Noob will be Sadistic King and Captain, all in the same train of cars.
Everyone
Question
back
is,
to
how
Dragon.
long can they hold on for? It's only 3 laps. But they have to hold on to these positions. So it's definitely not impossible for Big Balls to still get the podium. Look at that, Godly Noob making a pass, and now
Yeah, no,
Big
that's
Balls
considered.
is in the wall twice.
Godly Noob. You can't really argue that was a fair move. That's murder plain and true. Ooh, Captain Nick nearly spins off that. Alex DG getting past. Some very aggressive racing going on here. Interesting to see what the stewards have to say.
Okay, that's
Dad's
bumping tires between Dragon Speed and Captain Nick. Captain Nick having the inside in turn 4.
yeah, just
Not
2.5
getting it done.
laps to go. I think moods and emotions catching up on the drivers.
So somehow, after we talked about Alex getting overtaken as championship leader, he's actually going to strengthen his position up there.
Yeah, at the moment looking at 28 points. Ooh. Oh no, it's Big Balls.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Big Balls. I haven't seen the incident from the Noob's perspective, so I don't know really what happened there, but it looks like it was
I think,
ambitious
a
dive.
very ambitious dive bomb that kind of forced him wide. Not even sure if breaking that late would have worked if Big Balls wasn't there, let alone if he was.
You can still be lucky to get the DNF off of those 2 collisions with people, because that was looking very dangerous. Alright, so Godly Noob now getting overtaken by Sadistic King, so 2 Renaults finally overtake. Okay, Okay.
Ooh, Big Ball's going for the pit lane. I think Big Ball's be going for fastest lap. However,
Godly Noob just pulling into the escape road. I don't know if that was intentional. Apparently not.
I'm not sure. It looks like he wants to get back on track.
Okay.
Although going quite slowly. Maybe he decided he wanted to give Big Balls the place. I'm not sure.
Well, he's not doing. Looks like he's racing normal. Well, another news, Tobes will definitely win the race. He only has 1 lap to go.
Unless he gets himself, if he gets himself 3 more seconds of penalties and a few corners of mistakes, then KXI might catch him.
It is improbable. Alex, off of having wheel troubles, finish on the podium and strengthen his position. Help with the championship.
Pheasant Plucker. Oh, Bayo. That was a bit dodgy by Sprunky, but Pheasant Plucker through nonetheless. And cleanly done move. Sprunky nearly goes too deep into that corner. So yeah, not so much wheel-to-wheel racing going on anymore, but Tobes still holding that front. Looks like Panda's also going for fastest lap. And he's 3.5 seconds quicker than his fastest lap. So let's see. That's quicker than some people's qualifying time.
And it's in the race.
We'll see if Big Balls though can top that. For the moment we'll follow Topes around his last few corners. Oh, actually, an overtake for second position. Alex overtakes KXI.
Ow.
I think KXI must have made a mistake and Alex capitalises on that mistake.
Well, KXI does have damage, so definitely when it's now KXI may as well lose the position. Now he got brake check drag on speed, but then he lets it through.
Tobes gets that victory. Alex is going to come in second. KXI down to third unless he can get the position back. Both drivers using ERS.
Down to the line.
Oh, and he has. He's got it back at the line. KXI, not much between those two. Oh, there's a side-by-side across the line there. Pheasant Block and Real DC, 66 thousandths between those two.
The thing that happened between those two was KXI somehow brake checked drag on speed because he was trying to not go flat out those two little kinks before the straight because of the damage. And yeah,
Jay Hartnell might be able to get past Godly Noob because Godly Noob out of fuel, not able to catch up with him. AI does a little hit, and can Big Balls get fastest lap? Yes. Can CRL Pandas save fastest lap? A 140.9 in the lap. That's showing off. 140.9 in the race. But there we go, drivers.
As a result of this unintentional brake check, KXI let him through, but then overtook him anyway on the straight. So I don't know if
it might have been
KXI
deliberate.
will have something to say about that.
Well, I think, yeah, it really depends. I think there were certainly some incidents that the stewards will penalise. Others, they'll just say it was a bit of wheel-to-wheel racing.
Especially the Godly dive.
Ah, yeah, so KXI hit the castle wall on the last lap. So here you can see Tobes, pole to pole, Alex 20th to second. But here we go. Tobes, Alex TG, KXI, Dragon on speed, Captain Nick, Sadistic King, Real DC, Pheasant Lucker, Sprunky, Error Voice, Jay Williams, Godly Noob, Jay Hartnell, Big Bulls, and Panda are our finishers, and of course Pimis, Carl, Club PR, Little One, and Jamie Robertson not finishing the race. We had a lot of wheel disconnects. We had Alex in qualifying. I think both McLarens, judging by what happened to them. But yeah, here is your order, and there is your winner. So we'll try to get them in for a post-race interview. See if we can get them to join. Wait, this one.
Let's come back to
Hopefully they'll join the party for their post-race interview. Apologies for all the notifications coming through. Although you can't see most of them, thinking about it. But yeah, Ferrari grabbing the win there with Tobes. Alex TG doing wonders for his title. Looked like he was going to be having a very, very poor race. Oh, congrats on your win.
Thanks.
Can I quickly get you to check that you have got your voice sharing on? Although I think actually, Tobes, you will, because you've been to post-race interviews before.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, you've not?
I've got it shared.
Yeah. Alex, you have been to post-race interviews before, I think.
Yeah, I have, yeah. This one.
Yeah, so you got your sharing on.
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats on the 20th to 2nd. I'm amazed that happened.
Yeah, got a bit lucky at stages, but yeah, I'll take it. Pretty happy.
Yeah, because there was at one point both, I think it was Godly Noob and Big Bulls. They were sitting 3rd and 4th, and they both had front wing damage.
Oh, really?
And I think
Yeah,
Godly Noob.
I broke my front wing first lap as well, so I had to put the mediums on, and then got lucky with the second safety car as I was coming down the straight to do my last stop. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, safety car worked in some people's favours, not in others. I know that the reason why Big Balls and Godly Noob dropped off was that Godly Noob pulled quite an adventurous dive bomb that didn't go to plan. Certainly didn't do any favours for Big Balls, and he dropped down a few positions himself. But
yeah, it was nice seeing that for me.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, since VMark moved up, you're now championship leader. So
Alright, yeah.
Coming third, you're on 110 points now. I don't know where the next driver is. I think... I'm not sure. It might be Tobes.
probably Dragon Speed though.
Where did Dragon finish? 4th.
Don't know, but he's 4th in the championship as well.
Yeah, he gets
Big
23.
Balls didn't get much points, so probably him.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys have anything to say about the race? Do you know what caused the second safety car, actually? Because we were wondering that, couldn't tell.
No, I don't know.
No idea.
I tried asking the drivers, and no.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was just coming down the straight and it came out, so...
Quick question for Alex. describe the roller coaster of emotion that was going through you throughout, you know, being last, breaking your front wing, somehow
Well,
second in the end.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great start to qualifying. I just put it that way. Wasn't very happy, but I was excited to go from last, see what would happen, and yeah, front wing broke first lap. I was a bit annoyed, but you know, pitted, came out. I think I came out 17th, and then just drove my race really. Tried to keep up consistent laps, and then got lucky with the second safety car, so I put on another set of mediums, and then lucky with a couple incidents. But other than that, I think I drove a pretty good race. So yeah, I'm quite happy.
Yeah, Tobes as well. Question for you: how scared were you when you got the first 3-second time penalty? You were like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was worried. I didn't think I had any warnings. Turns out I had 3. I was worried, but I think Big Balls broke his wing, and he managed to hold a few people up, which meant I could sort of get away a bit and open up the gap. So.
Yeah, he did a really good job of defending.
Yeah, he I think he had a yellow wing. He come out of the castle just after the castle turn and hit the wall, which sort of gave me first. And then, like I said, he did a great job holding people up for me just to get away when I got that 3-second penalty.
Looks like you can't defend a literal nuclear missile just going after you, just throwing you into the wall. That was the end of defending for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, well, thank you guys. Singapore next week, so another street circuit.
Cool. Look forward to that.
Yeah, I like the street circuits. That should be good.
Yeah.
So, some good cinematic cameras there, so yeah.
What are your
Maybe
guys' ambitions like until the end of the season? Where do you want to finish?
I just want to finish the races. Try not to DNF and just get as many points as you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know
for me,
how you know how Claire PR DNF'd?
Yes.
Well, apparently that was his first in 3 seasons here. So
It was. He's in the group chat we have, and his wheel disconnected, or something. His wheel broke or mid-turn, which it's done at Russia as well, I think. So I think it's time we bought a new wheel.
yeah. Yeah. Congrats on 3rd KXI.
Cheers, mate.
Can I get you to check you got your party sharing settings on so they can make sure to hear you?
I think it should be on. How can I see that? Party settings.
Once you're into the party settings, share voice always on.
Always allow. Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Right, well, congrats on the 3rd. I think
Thanks.
That's-
Yeah.
it's an eventful end.
Yeah. Disappointed. Put it in the wall in the castle section last lap. Fuming.
Yeah. Well, that'll bump you up to 36 points. I don't know where that'll put you, but I think you might be in the top 10. Maybe only just
Hopefully,
outside,
yeah.
championship-wise. So.
I think I might have had 3 or 4 points beginning of this race. So yeah, that's kind of massive.
Yeah, from 8 to 36, a huge improvement.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you know what caused the second safety car?
Nah, not a clue, to be honest.
No.
I didn't really see what happened.
No, yet to find anyone who knows, because couldn't see any real damage or anything. No drivers going to.
Surprise to me as well.
Right, well, yeah, good luck you three for Singapore next week, and once again, congratulations on your podiums. 2 of you holding the position you started with, the other one coming from last.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Thank you very much.
see you next week, and
Alright,
thank you for the interview.
Alright, cheers.
Cheers.
Right, so that was round 4 of Baku. Yeah, quite an eventful race. Plenty of virtual safety cars, a couple of safety cars in there. A few incidents, some just a bit of wheel banging, others probably will be penalised. I don't think Big Bill's will be too happy because he certainly got the short end of the stick with that dive bomb by, I think, Godly Noob. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Highly recommend you go and have a look at Tier 1, who are currently live. How far into the race are they? They are I'll have a quick look. If it wants to work for me. So yeah, they are on lap 17. AJ, one of the admins, is currently leading naturally, so I highly recommend you will go over there. But from us, that is going to be goodbye until next week at Singapore.
Yeah, goodbye. Bye.